As you probably saw yesterday, Michigan officially received the NCAA Notice of Allegations, the NOA, that ESPN broke the report on about 2.5 or so weeks ago. Actually, about 2 weeks almost to the day. Officially received it. Now, Michigan themselves hasn't released it, which the haters and losers and blog boys out there covering Michigan State and Ohio State are saying, oh, Michigan's not releasing it because it's so bad. The hammer's coming down on this program. I'll let you know my thoughts coming up in a second. But this team has 12 games on the schedule in the month of September. You got Texas, you got USC, you got Minnesota, you got 5 home games, you got Oregon coming in the month of October, you got road games at Ohio State, Michigan State. What will the record, 12 games, let's not speculate past that, the 12-game record for this Michigan football team. What's that, Jack? 12-0. Jack says 12-0. Seeps 12-0. Trace in the room with us now, 12-0. I said 16-0 for this one. I'm just going with 12-0. Before we jump into the rest of the show, remind you, we have got 78,000 followers on our Facebook page. Go ahead and you see the screenshot there. You see the followers. We got Sherrone Moore's picture up there. I've had Harbaugh since the inception. It's Michigan Wolverines by Chat Sports. We're putting everything that you see on this show as well, but also some Michigan football highlights and other insights on the team. Go get you some. It's facebook.com/Harbaugh Go Blue. They won't let us change the URL, so we're just going to have to deal with Harbaugh Go Blue for now until Zuckerberg returns my text and gets it to Sherrone Moore Go Blue. But nevertheless, link us down in the comments and the description. Find us on Facebook and like the show. It is the Michigan Football Report. We got a lot to talk about coming up right now. Some housekeeping items to start the show. I do want to report the last video. I really gave it to you guys and said, you let my son down, you let me down. He is at risk of becoming Texas fans. Had to get 750 likes in the video. Boom. 1,292 likes as of about 1 o'clock this afternoon when we built the show. So thank you so much. So Preston will create a video. We'll put that on Tuesday's show. If you're watching this Tuesday, it's coming later today. We might actually do 2 videos on Tuesday, Jack. We're going to do a little 2 for Tuesday here on the Michigan Football Report. So keep an eye out for a thank you video for Preston. But today's top story, I want to give you my take on the notice of allegations that Michigan has officially received from the NCAA. It just so happens that it came 2 days before Connor Stalions puts all this to bed and said he was a lone wolf, didn't do anything illegal. He put out a statement himself on Sunday that said, getting footage from your friends is not a crime. It's not illegal against the NCAA statute. But here's what we know on this notice of allegations, right? The school has now 90 days to respond in writing. So, funny enough, I don't think anything's funny with what the NCAA does, but funny enough, their notice to respond 90 days is like the week of the Ohio State game. Of course it is. The NCAA will do anything to stop out the Michigan football program. They won the national title, 15-0. That's not good enough for the NCAA. Jim Harbaugh sitting out 6 games in a 15-game season, not good enough for the NCAA. Then Michigan will have 60 days to respond, about a week after, funny enough, they win their second national championship. And then after that, the NCAA could maybe respond faster than that. But after that, what happens next? It's anyone's guess, right? Sherrone Moore could be seen, because his 52 text messages with Connor Stalions that he deleted could be seen as a repeat offender, could lead to a show cause penalty. Maybe him and the NCAA negotiate and he sits out a game or something like that. But I think at minimum what's going to come out of this, whether it's sometime this season, if they kind of come to an agreement before this 90 and 60-day timeline come up, at some point this season, Sherrone Moore is going to sit out a 2-game suspension, or he's going to sit out 2 to 4 games to start next season, right? I don't put much stock in the Michigan administration and put almost no stock if you've read this excerpt from this book that Jim Harbaugh's featured in, which I think comes out this week, about the whole Connor Stalions thing last year, that the Michigan General Counsel, a complete spineless weasel, is going to put up a fight against the NCAA to give Michigan, say, hey, we took the fines last year, we took the penalties last year, we'll see what comes out of it. But I said the word fines there. I think Michigan's going to pay a hefty fine. I think Sherrone Moore will end up having a 2 to 4 game suspension, and hopefully that will be the end of it. If there's any postseason sanctions, I would be shocked at this point. We potentially have a dark horse starter at right tackle. It is game week. I'm so pumped up, Jack. It is 6:30 on the dot. 6:30 on the dot. You know what that means, Jack? We're exactly 5 days to the minute from Michigan kicking off against Fresno State, and I need you guys to help us to get to 32,000 subscribers. The blog boys are catching up on us. I saw On3's Michigan Facebook page, they got like 29,000. Sloppy Sammy's got like 27,000. We need to keep our lead, so we need 247 more, you guys, to hit that next milestone, 32,000 subscribers. YouTube.com/MichiganTV. Hit that button right below the video, or send a link to your friends in your Michigan football group chats, your Facebook pages, your text threads, whatever it is. Make sure everybody knows about the Michigan Football Report here on YouTube. Evan Link, have you ever heard of him? Probably. You remember 2.5, 3 years ago when he committed, right? He was a middling 4-star out of Gonzaga High School in D.C. on the same high school team as Caleb Williams, but he, going into his redshirt freshman year for this Michigan football team, is reportedly, now, was reported by somebody else yesterday. I'm not going to give him any credit because I think he's kind of a schmuck. Nevertheless, put out the word of my sources, say, hold your horses there. He's splitting times with the ones, but we'll see what happens. Sherrone's not going to tell the guys who are going to be the starters finally until Thursday or Friday. But Evan Link, take a look at his recruiting rankings here, Jack. Toss those up on screen. We got Jack Latteray, a.k.a. Young Harbaugh, the best in the biz. 24/7 at a 3-star offensive lineman, number 40 for 3-star player, 45 offensive lineman, ESPN 4-star, Rivals him as a 4-star as well. Now, on 3, the new guys in the block, they had him as the highest rated of all of them, the number 124 player overall. Drastic difference than the other recruiting rankings. That brought it up. The 24/7 Sports Composite, which kind of ranks all those together, had him as the number 270 overall player in the 2023 class. Now, he saw no game action last year at all, and frankly, I hadn't heard much about him until about 2 weeks ago at Michigan scrimmage. It was actually 9 days ago now. He was taking reps with the first team. I thought nothing of it at the time. I said, maybe, they're just getting him. Maybe somebody was injured. Maybe somebody got, nicked up or something like that. Been shifting in there. You got Alex Gentry. You got Jeff Percy. Those are the guys that have been battling from coming out of last year, spring practice. But keep an eye out for Evan Link. Will he start for sure? I don't know. I'll tell you what I know with almost as much certainty as I can coming up on Thursday or Friday show when we get the final word. What did Jim Harbaugh tell the players? What are the players telling their parents? That's where you get the good scoop in the game. You get the scoop from the parents. So keep an eye out for Evan Link, redshirt freshman out of D.C., same high school as Caleb Williams. Could he be Michigan's starter at right tackle? I think it's the most intriguing position battle outside of quarterback to look forward to this Saturday. Next up, does Sherrone Moore have his guy for this weekend's game against Fresno State? Next week against Texas at the quarterback position? Well, you're going to find out here in a second. But I want to tell you about first is our sponsor, Game Time, who could help get you hooked up for either one of those games. Roll that tape. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time, the app that I used recently to get extra tickets for friends and family to the Michigan-Texas game on September 7th. You guys got to be using Game Time. It is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets to events. With the Michigan football season right around the corner, take a look at the prices you see on screen. You got Fresno State, you got the Texas game. It's not cheap to go to that one, but you're going to get the best prices and the best views using the Game Time app. What I love about Game Time, last-minute deals. Save up to 60% on buying last-minute sports, comedy, theater tickets, etc. All in pricing. You don't have to get these crazy fees when you go to check out when you use Game Time. And then you get seat views. I've been a victim of this myself. I thought I had a great seat. Wow, it's a great deal. I get to the game. You got a left field foul line in your line of sight. Great panoramic views from your seats in the app before you buy. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and use the code CHATSPORTS at CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Game Time. Good stuff, Jack. Use Game Time, Jack. Use them. Thumbs up from Jack. I love Game Time. We use them to get, I told you guys last week, and in that video right there, more tickets for the whole fam to go to Michigan, Texas. Sherrone Moore had his press conference today, okay? First press conference of the official season. It's game week, baby. I'm so pumped up about this week's game. It's Fresno State. I don't care. I don't know if we've ever known less about a Michigan football team going into a season with only 4 returning starters in the lineup. He says we're close on the quarterback, right? So we're close. We haven't figured out. We'll figure it out soon. We're in a good place. Like I said last week, okay? Michigan, the good news that we told you about on Thursday's video is internally, Kirk Campbell, Sherrone Moore, the other decision makers on the offensive side of the ball with this Michigan football team, they feel good with either Alex Orji or, quite frankly, 3 quarterbacks. You've got Jack Tuttle in there as well. I guess I feel good if that's the case of what Sherrone Moore and Kirk Campbell feel about these teams. He continued. He said, we'll just see who practices better out these next couple of days. And as you see there towards the end, it's Friday. Everyone's going to basically find out at the same time. He'll probably tell the players who's starting, who's not starting, whether it's going to be Sherrone Moore, whether it's going to be Davis Warren, whether it's going to be Jack Tuttle as your starting quarterback for these Michigan Wolverines. I think I'm going to stick to what I've said the last 2 weeks. It's going to be Alex Orji. I think Davis Warren will get reps with the first team offense, whether it's the second quarter or the third quarter, to give Texas more to think about. Michigan's offense with Alex Orji is going to be very read option. Orji's going to probably run it 12 to 15 times and then dink and dunk passing, where Davis Warren, he can run a little bit, but you're going to see more downfield passing if they give him a chance to pass. You never know. Michigan might be up by 2 or 3 scores, might just hand the ball off and then go deep just once or twice to keep the Texas defense, a week later, something to think about. You got Fresno State coming up. Give me your score predictions down in the comments. Jack, I think it's time. Have you prepared? You prepared? Jack's not prepared. I'm going to give you my score prediction right now. Jack's not prepared. Didn't come to work prepared today. Big no-no here, Jack. Big no-no here at the Michigan Football Report. I'll give you my score prediction. I think Michigan is going to dominate this Fresno State team from the defensive side of the ball. Will struggle early. I'm calling it 14-3 at halftime. Michigan ultimately wins this game. I'm going to go 34-6. Michigan winning this game. Jack, give me a quick score prediction.
38-10.
38-10 from Jack Lauderay, a.k.a. Young Harbaugh. What did I say? I got 34-6. 34-6. Write that down so we don't forget that. But make sure your score predictions down in the comments. Another update from fall camp. How about Channing Goodwin? Son of Michigan legend offensive lineman Jonathan Goodwin. Expect him to be in the 2 deep, top 6 in the rotation. I think he's kind of like the number 4, maybe the number 5 receiver for this team after a very impactful camp. If you've paid attention to any of the quotes out there or players doing these little media scrum interviews after practices over the last 2 weeks, he has been mentioned several times. High school teammate of Jaden Davis. Now, we don't expect to see Jaden Davis on the field at all really this season unless a lot changes with his performance and really the performance of Michigan's second and third string quarterback. But his high school teammate, Channing Goodwin, making a big impact. I thought he was criminally underrated. He's like the number 550 player overall in the country in last year's recruiting class, and he has shown out as an outside receiver. If he's getting the ball, it's not going to be a Samaj Morgan on the reverses over the middle. He is a deep threat guy. One thing that this team desperately needs that they've lost with the Roman Wilson and Cornelius Johnson moving on to the NFL. Jack is sleeping over my house tonight, just like Jim Harbaugh did 6 years ago with a kicker recruit. He's coming over at midnight on the dot. I'm guessing that's when they release it. Is that what they do with Netflix, Jack? I'd assume. Maybe we got to wait till 2 a.m. Pacific time, right, because we're in Central time. Maybe 2 a.m. Jack's coming over. As soon as Science Stealer is up on Netflix, we are going to watch it. Then he's going to sleep on my couch afterwards. And then tomorrow, I got a doctor's appointment in the morning, early afternoon. We will have a full review, let you know what you need to know about it. We won't give anything away, but kind of give it a grade. Jack, can you do your same scoring that we do on the videos for normal movies?
It's a documentary, so yes, I will count it.
Okay,
I will grade it.
Jack's going to have a score 0 through 100. It better be up there in the 90s as long as it says all good things about Michigan, bad things about NCAA, and the fact that Ryan Day's brother is clearly behind this entire wacky conspiracy theory of Connor Stalions being the most powerful man probably in the entire country with what he was able to pull off, taking a 2-4 program, turning around to a 40-3 run, the likes of which the Big Ten has never seen. Let me know what you guys are going to watch. Science Stealer comes out on Tuesday on Netflix. Connor Stalions, hope he got paid. Now a high school defensive coordinator. We got to roll for you here at Chat Sports if you're looking for a job, Connor. But until then, keep up with the defensive coordinator role at the high school, and hopefully you made yourself some coin on Science Stealer with Netflix. Will you watch? Give me a yes or no. I told you about Jordan Marshall over the past couple weeks. It's kind of changed. I'm putting Benjamin Hall as my final running back 3. I think Marshall has had a slight setback, not as big of an impact over the past week, including the scrimmage that the team had this past weekend. Benjamin Hall got most of the carries there because Donovan Edwards, Clell Mullings kind of got in there. Didn't really do anything. Clell Mullings, a couple carries, and then Hall was getting most of the carries in the team scrimmage. So he kind of showed out at the spring game 2 years ago when he was still supposed to be in high school, right? In the 2023 spring game. Was very quiet as a true freshman last year. 15 carries for 69 yards. Nice, as Tom Downey would say, with a long of 19. But it's going to be pretty interesting because whether or not Clell Mullings comes back in 2024, I don't think it matters. The starting running back job, 2025, next season, is going to come down to Benjamin Hall and Jordan Marshall. It's not where they start the season coming up against Fresno State. Who's getting the most carries out of those two guys at the end of the season, if any at all, will be kind of a pretense of who is going to get that job for the 2025 season. Donovan Edwards is our guy. We made the T-shirt that Don, my son's favorite player. We love him. What's the number for him? We put 1,250 rushing yards for the Donovan Edwards in his senior year, the EA Sports cover boy. Give me an over or under. Just comment one of those two words down in the comments. I want to kind of get a pulse of you, the Michigan football fan. I bet it's going to be like 75, 80% over, but we will see. He had 993 yards in a backup role as a sophomore, only around 500 so last year in an injury-riddled junior campaign that still saw him put together the only man in college football history to have 2 40-plus yard touchdowns in a national championship game. One more reminder, guys, on Facebook, we are at Harbaugh Go Blue. It's the Michigan Wolverines by Chat Sports Facebook page. Join 78,000 more other Michigan fans. We got videos, we got highlights, we got memories, and, of course, insights on this show. Go to Facebook right now. The link is down in the comments and the description. Make it 78,001 people who follow our page. More offensive line battles I just want to slightly touch on. I thought Greg Crippen a week ago had the job locked up at center, but Raheem Anderson has been getting just as many snaps with the ones in practice over the past 9 days. And then a new guy has thrown his name into the ring. Some are saying you could see him rotate in. Maybe he gets the third quarter, Crippen gets the first quarter, Anderson gets the second quarter. We'll see how that rotation goes. But Dominic Gudice, remember him a few years ago? Everyone thought he was Tony Soprano's long-lost son because he looked like he was straight out of, an Italian mafia convention when you saw his his recruiting profile photo when he was in high school. He's going to be in the rotation. He has been one of the biggest surprises of fall camp. Him and Evan Link have really stepped up. Wouldn't be a surprise to me by the third or fourth week those guys get into that starting lineup if we see any poor performance from the players that we've slated in our starting lineup of the offensive line prior to that. So just some names to watch. Not saying they're going to start. I'm still holding to my starting 5 that I put out last week, which includes Crippen at the center position. And who do I have at the right? Alex Gentry at the right tackle. But a couple more names for you guys to see when they get in. Watch for them, know their number, watch from the rotation, and comment in our postgame video how you thought these guys did coming up on Saturday night. One more time, predict the score. Who can get the score right? I've got 34-6. Jack's got 38-10. Got a Seeps, you got a prediction for us? 42-3. Patrick Seatman. Trace? 42-0 from Trace. So we got a lot of confidence here in the Michigan side. A lot of confidence that there's going to be plenty of orgies in the end zone coming up on Saturday night on NBC, 7:30 Eastern. Until we see you guys on Tuesday. Probably have 2 videos for you on Tuesday. Go Blue.